Welcome back to the Getting Started with GDPR Compliance series. I'm Linda Thielova, DPO at OneTrust, and today we will discuss data breach notification requirements that your business will be subject to under the GDPR. Security incidents and data breaches are a fact of life in today's digital world, and your business must take the appropriate measures to prevent data breaches from occurring. And when an incident does occur, the GDPR requires you to make certain notifications based on the severity of the event. Let's take a closer look at the personal data breach notification rules under the GDPR. When a security incident occurs, you or your incident management team must assess the extent of the incident and determine whether it is considered a personal data breach. A personal data breach under the GDPR is defined as any unauthorized access, alteration, disclosure, or destruction of personal data. This includes the loss of data, theft, hacking, as well as accidental release of the data. Depending on the severity of the breach, the volume of personal data involved, and its sensitivity, you must also assess whether you are required to notify data protection authorities, third parties, or data subjects about the incident. Having established that a data breach has occurred, you must make a notification to the relevant people without undue delay and, where feasible, within 72 hours of becoming aware of the breach. To determine who to notify in the event of a data breach, you should first focus on whether you are a data controller or a data processor, or perhaps a sub-processor, in relation to the activity which is impacted by the breach. This is where your records of processing activities, ROPA, come in handy because they contain this specification. As a data processor, you need to notify the data controller. This can typically be, for example, your business customer, about the data breach and help them work through the breach investigation and support any mitigation that you can provide from your side. As a data controller, on the other hand, you start by assessing the nature and extent of the breach and the risk to the individuals whose personal data has been affected. Based on this assessment, you determine whether the breach constitutes a risk to the rights and freedoms of individuals whose data is involved. And if so, you make a notification to the supervisory authority, which could typically be a data protection authority within the EU. When the personal data breach presents a high risk to the affected individuals, you will need to notify both the supervisory authority and the affected individuals directly. Data breaches under the GDPR are serious and can have significant consequences for your business. You must take appropriate measures to prevent data breaches from occurring as much as possible, and must make a data breach notification without undue delay if a breach does occur. By assessing the nature and extent of the breach and determining who to notify, you can ensure that you are complying with the GDPR and protecting the privacy and security of the personal data that's entrusted in you. Thank you for watching, and be sure to tune in to the rest of the Getting Started with GDPR Compliance series to learn more about key areas of the GDPR.